Okay, your name and why you were in court.
Yeah, my name is Charles Ongoto. I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. Today we had a matter in court involving Apostle James Langa, and that's why we're here. We were supposed to have a hearing, but the same was postponed because the prosecution wanted to record some statement from another witness. Yeah.
So what transpired?
No, what was what is that the first prosecution witness was giving evidence when the prosecution applied for an adjournment to enable him or the prosecutor get a further statement from one of the advocates who signed this agreement. Because basically this is a matter involving rent where the complainant had rented a house on behalf of some Chinese. Those Chinese were deported back from Kenya. Then now, after occupying the house for over 6 months, their rent was utilized. But because I don't know what who is advising him, he now wants to cover rent, the same rent from my client, which is actually not possible. Because once you pay rent, whether you stay in that house or not, and you are in possession of the house, rent counts. So the whole rent was utilized. That's why we are here. But we hope the court will be able to get the clear picture and the evidence and acquit the apostle. It's just basically being brought to court with an intention of trying to force him to give money, which is not possible.
So according to you, the prosecution against Apostle Langa is a malicious prosecution?
It's totally malicious. This is an issue of rent. If you have a dispute of the rent you're paid in a particular premises, you go to court, to a civil court. You can't use a criminal case to try and maybe receive back rent that you have already utilized. Once you take possession of a particular premises and you have entered into a lease, whether you stay there or not, the months are counting and your money is utilized, and that's all. So trying to bring apostle to court and bring these criminal charges, you could realize that this case started 2016 when the Central Police Station refused to bring it to court because they realized this is an issue of land dispute. But later, I don't know by what means they decided again to bring it to court. Otherwise, this is not a criminal case. This is a purely civil suit which should be in the civil court, not criminal.
So actually it should be in the rent tribunal?
Not even in the rent tribunal. He can even go to civil court to recover. Because if he says he paid rent and was never given a house, basically you cannot rent a house. You pay rent, you take possession, then you don't occupy the house. Even if you occupy or you don't occupy, then you claim back the rent. It's not possible. It doesn't work like that. If you take my property, you stay with it. It's like you rent a car. If you stay with that car, you are not driving it. For me, I'm counting every day that if we agreed you will be paying 3,000, 5,000, you continue paying. It's the same thing with the rent. If you agreed rent was 400,000, you have to pay that rent because you are in possession until you turn back my property or you terminate that lease. And you terminate it within time. But if you terminate it after you have spent your money, it's not possible. I can't return the money. Nobody can refund.
So how much are we talking about?
We are talking about 3.6 million. You remember the history of this case is that the Chinese who were renting that house approached Apostle to rent the house to them directly. But Apostle refused and told them, you have to get a Kenyan person who will act as your proxy. So that if anything goes wrong, I'll be able to follow you because you are foreigners. And that's how this complainant came in. He didn't have money to pay. He was given money by the Chinese to rent the house. Then something happened that the Chinese were deported. And now he wants to take advantage. That can't work.
Is it the same house where the Chinese had mounted some telecommunication equipment whereby one of them was diffused or he died?
No, not those another. These ones, they had put in a booster and they had furnished the house. But in the process, they were arrested and deported. That's why you can't see them appearing in court. That's why you can't see their statement anywhere. Let them bring them and record a statement that they were the tenants, but they are not there. Now that they are not there, their complainant don't want to take advantage. And since they know this is an apostle, they can force him to give back money. No, it doesn't work like that. Yeah, you are right. You are entitled, whether you are an apostle or whoever you are. Yes.
An investor is an investor.
Is an investor. You can't just force them to do what is wrong.
Whether-
Apostle is not supposed to be in court. These are cases which involves rent dispute, whether one took possession or not. How does it become obtaining? No, it is not.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.